Good morning, Harley from Knowlton North. Got into camp last night, first time for the spring. My wife and the Beagle and granddaughter Claire come up. This time of year, things look a little bleak, but snow is all gone. 99.9%. Little green stuff's been out coming up, and been quite a few deer out and about, and they look pretty healthy. I'd say they've stayed here for the whole winter. Road wasn't too bad. Pond is pretty much overflowing. It's definitely right up to the drain pipe, the overflow pipe. Right over at the end of our driveway there, somebody came through and it was really muddy and put a great big trench down through the road down across the end of our driveway. They just can't help themselves. They can't wait another week. But anyway, we're in. Hopefully get another good season up here, and hopefully we get spend some more time up here, and we say that every year. And life always seems to happen, and but anyway, that's the plan this year, even if I'm up here by myself. Morning, Claire. Alrighty then. So Claire and I might get a little, I'm going to go get dressed, and she's going to have some breakfast. And we might have a little fire here before it starts raining. It's supposed to start raining for lunch. And so we're going to maybe pick up all the loose brush and branches around and throw them in the fire pit. Get those burnt up.
Yep.
It's always fun to have a little bit of a fire, isn't it, Claire? And my carpenter's coming up. Now probably around noontime probably. And we're going to go over some projects that's been needing to get done for about 5 years. We've had a cabinet set in the basement with a live edge countertop for the bathroom that we did 3 or 4 years ago. It's been sitting in the basement. And these frames around these doors are all rotten because of course they built the place. I wasn't here while they built it, so you know, they built everything right on the ground instead of raising something up 6 inches. So they're all rotten. So we're going to replace those frames with, I can't remember what it's called, but that stuff that's like plastic trim, polyurethane trim. It's pricey, but it's good stuff. So we're going to use that and pressure treated, you know, at least halfway up on the doors. The other side's not too bad, but I forgot how good this place came out as far as the pressure washing and the new stain. I should probably put another coat of stain on this year, but what's the chances of that happening? Got a little bit of wood. I'm going to put that under the deck here this morning before that gets wet. Let that dry a little bit because we're about out of wood. So Carpenter's coming up, like the 28th of them. We're going to come up for a week, see if we can get some of these projects done. Damn, this place looks good if I say so myself. So we're going to start clearing. Well, not clearing, but we're going to start taking down a bunch of these trees that's grown up and taking up our view. So our whole view around the field is disappearing, and we can't see the mountains like we used to when we got here 14 years ago. So I'm also going to go measure some of the neighbors' metal posts and see how high they put their rings on their posts for their chains across their driveways. See how far they are across, see how high they put them, because you know they sag in the middle. And this side of my driveway is it's quite a distance, so it's going to have a pretty big sag to it. But I hate to do it, but I think I'm going to put some posts up and chain off the edges of the driveway. I've been fighting it, but I don't know. It's just a lot of people around now. There's always people coming through here. I don't really mind, but just been a few instances where it's starting to bug me. People seem to do what they want. And anyway, I'll ramble about that, but there doesn't seem to be too much stuff down looking around. My big scary pine tree behind the camp is still standing. That's a good sign. Like I said, the pond is plumb full. I hear some geese yapping. Don't hear those up here very often. But it's a little chilly this morning, but not too bad. Everything's above freezing. I think the freezing days are finally over in Maine. I think even at night it's going to be above freezing from now on. So to me, that's the real start of spring. I even got excited. When we got here yesterday afternoon, I threw some seed down in these bare spots right here. I threw some last fall, but looks like it's all gone. It's probably the birds and turkeys cleaned it up, probably. But anyway, I just got a couple cards just off my driveway, and there's like, I think at least seven deer hanging out here this spring. And they all look awesome, so. We didn't really have a bad winter. We had more snow and it was colder than usual, but we had the snow in like 2 months. So, it was more of a normal winter, but we haven't had one for years. But it was cold. It was cold all winter. It was cold early and it was cold late, all the way through. Now, fir trees we planted are really starting to take hold. I should have planted a couple more in this corner. These ones are really doing well. But there's one little hole right there that I keep planting things and for some reason they just won't take. But there's a couple there this time. Looks like they're finally taking. But 2 or 3 of them there. I'll be 100 before they're big enough to make a difference. So we'll probably grab a couple, 3 or 4 footers out of the woods and plant them and see if they do anything this year. The problem is if you don't get up here and time it just right in the spring or the fall, you're not up here to water them. So if nature doesn't water them just right, they don't grow. So some years you get it right, some years you don't. All right, I'm going to go in and get dressed, warm up my coffee, and make a plan. I don't plan on doing too much. Inside of the camp was awesome. I don't even think there was one mouse in the trap. That's a miracle. I cleaned up a lot in the fall though, so maybe that's why. But all right. If there's any really tall people that want to come up here and stain the gable of my camp, they're more than welcome to come out. Nobody around here has a lift, so I'm going to have to haul a lift up from Bangor or from where I live. So that's going to be a pain in the butt. So that'll cost a fortune to rent that for 2 or 3 days. Alright. That's going to be it for this little short video. And hope everyone's doing well and got through the winter well. Let the projects commence. I have a list, but at this point, it's going to be not all work. It's going to be a little bit of play too. So that's what we've tried to do here the last few years. So that's why I'm trying to catch up. As people know, it's a lot of work having really it's a second home. And it's a second home you don't spend much time at. So you don't want to work the whole time you're here. All right, folks. Enjoy the outdoors and God bless America. She needs it.